I have already logged into my Raspberry Pi 5 Model B, which is running Debian Trixie. As Greengrass installer is jar distribution, we need to have Java runtime. To confirm, run java ---- version. If it returns the OpenJDK version or Java runtime version, that means we are good to proceed. Otherwise, install Java runtime by running sudo apt install default -jdk. Once installation is done, now we are good to start with AWS Greengrass installation. In this developer guide, you will find multiple options to install Greengrass, but for this demo, we will use automatic provisioning. For that, first we will download this Greengrass Core software. So copy this Greengrass Nucleus latest zip URL and go back to terminal. Download the installer. Unzip the installer. Let's quickly check what is there inside. And inside lib directory, we can see the installer Greengrass jar, and that is the reason we have installed Java runtime. For automatic provisioning, we are going to use this giant command. Before we run this command, let's quickly revisit the key concepts. This will help us understand which arguments we need to pass and what to expect from this auto provisioning. And this will also help if you provision everything manually. So now, if you need to provision everything manually, what are the things are required? First, we need to provision device certificate and private key. We need to download this Amazon root certificate. Then we need IoT policy, where we define different IoT actions which are allowed or denied, like publish, subscribe, connect. Also, we will specify assume role with certificate with role alias. And this role alias will point to one IAM policy, IAM token exchange role, where we will define all the required permission to access different AWS services. In the trust policy, we will define credential IoT, which can assume role. And in the edge device side, we need to create user and group so that Greengrass component can use that to run necessary processes. Now, let's jump back to our terminal. Let me quickly walk you through all the installation arguments that we are going to pass to this Greengrass installer. So root JVM property, that is going to pass the installation directory where this Greengrass software will be installed. Log store file, here we are saying that log will be stored in file, and this is very helpful in case we need to debug or troubleshoot something. Then we are specifying the region. Then we specify the IoT thing name, IoT thing group, the policy name, token exchange role name, token exchange role alias name. Then we'll specify component default user. And this is the user and the group that will be used by this IoT Greengrass Core software to run its component. Optionally, we'll enable deploy dev tools. This will install Greengrass CLI component to this core device. And as we are going to use this for our development activities and hands-on, I'll highly recommend to enable this one. Optionally, you can set up IoT Greengrass Core software as system service so that it can run automatically whenever this device will reboot. And start, this is also optional. It will basically start that Greengrass Core software once it is installed. And we need to set provision true because this command is going to provision all these things. You can find all the details in installer argument in developer guide. Clearly, this command is going to provision different IoT or AWS resources. So obviously, we need to provide the necessary AWS credential so that it can perform all these activities. For this purpose, I have already created one IAM user with minimal IAM policy for installer to provision resources. You can copy that policy from this developer guide. Just update this account number, exchange role alias, and policy based on what we have provided in that command. Then go and create access key. And it is absolutely not recommended to use permanent AWS credential in edge devices. But for this demo, I am going to use that. So before running this installer command, set those access key ID, and region in environment variable. Or in case if you are using AWS CLI and you have already configured through AWS configure, then you can skip that. Then when you are running this command, use sudo -e. So this will basically preserve those environment variables if you have set anything. Now let's start the installation. Let's quickly see what it did. Added user group, added the user to the group. It found this things policy, so it is going to reuse it. If it is not found, it will create one. Then it created keys and certificate. It attached that policy to that certificate. Then it attached that certificate to this IoT thing. It created this thing group, added the IoT thing to the thing group. It created that role alias. It created that role. It created IAM policy, and it downloaded the root certificate. And it has configured AWS Greengrass CLI component for local development. And it has set up that nucleus as system service. Let's clear and verify few things. Both user and groups are created. Check Greengrass CLI version. Check Greengrass system status, and it is active and running. We can see provisioned private key, device certificate, and Amazon root CA. Clear. Let's run Greengrass CLI component list to see what all components are running in this device. We can see Greengrass nucleus and Greengrass CLI running. Clear. Inside logs folder, you will find all the logs. You can use Greengrass CLI logs get command to aggregate, filter, and visualize logs. Let's jump back to AWS console and search for Greengrass, IoT Greengrass. In the left side, you will find the Greengrass devices. Click core devices, and we can see our Greengrass V2 IoT thing. Status is healthy. Let's click it, and we can see Greengrass V2 IoT thing RPI, and Greengrass CLI component is running. Let's click that IoT thing. Scroll down. Thing groups. It is part of this IoT thing group. Certificates. Click the certificates, and we can see two policies are attached with this certificate, and this certificate is attached to that IoT thing. Click IoT thing policy, and here you will see all the IoT actions that the device can perform is defined here. Go back. Click this token exchange role alias, and here assume role with certificate is defined for this role alias. In the left side, you will find security role alias. So click, and this is where we'll find our token exchange role alias. Click it, and it is pointing to Greengrass V2 token exchange role IAM policy. Click it, scroll down, and in the permission, you'll find all the actions that are allowed. And trust relationship, here you'll see assume role action is allowed to IoT credential provider. So far, everything looks good. So now we'll do end-to-end connectivity testing. For that, let's go back to IoT Core. Click Greengrass Core device, deployments, open the deployment. Basically, we are going to deploy one Greengrass component to verify end-to-end connectivity. Click actions, revise deployment. Next, under public components, we can see Greengrass CLI is installed. Let's uncheck it. We can see all available public components. Let's search for local debug console. This will provide local dashboard to display information about Greengrass core device and all its components. Let's click next, 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 and finally deploy. Scroll down, click that IoT thing, and under components we can see local debug console. Let's go back to terminal, and we can see lots of new logs, and we can see local debug console here. If you try to open that dashboard, it will ask for username and password. Let's first create that one. You can use Greengrass CLI get debug password, and it will give you the password. So let's copy that password, and I log into my Raspberry Pi using screen sharing mode. Localhost 1441. This is the port where it is running. Hit enter. Username is debug, and the password we copied. So let's paste to remote, paste, sign in. You can see the dashboard is up and running. We can see device details. In the console, we can see dependency graph and all the running components. So this confirms that end-to-end connectivity is working. Before I wrap up this video, I'm going to delete the user that I have used for provisioning. Confirm, delete user. Hope this video was helpful. In the next video, we'll run AWS Lambda locally in our Greengrass edge device. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, happily float on the cloud.